Hi, my name is Abby Morgan, and this is the review of my final project. My original concept was to report on news and events in and around my town of Lexington, Kentucky, in the form of a blog page. This shifted just a tiny bit as I narrowed my topic down a little to just sports and events and included a writing section as recommended in my feedback. For the process of this project, I researched what the biggest talking topics were in sports and a big event people were talking about. I found that pretty much both basketball and football were starting pretty much from the ground in recruiting and reported on the process of that. I also found a festival that was being hosted in Kentucky and was the area's first ever EDM festival and reported on that in my mock-up blog. I created my own reports on it and included graphics in which I either made or removed the backgrounds to add to my blog page. I pulled it all together and laid it out and used Kentucky blue to really give the feel that I was going for. I also included my logo on the page and titled my blog Abby Blabby. I created a short story that would be interesting for people to read and even kept it in the sports genre. I narrowed down my topics a bit as my feedback stated my overall topic was very vague. However, I stuck to multiple topics as I believe that's what a blog page most represents and what I would like to do with my future personally. I finished all my key milestones on time with how I planned them out and was even able to work ahead on the blog itself. This is how my final deliverable turned out. I divided up the two random things from the specific Big Blue Nation section. I included a graphic of the Kentucky's mascot and the player that was signed on that the fans are really hopeful about. Over on the other side, I created a graphic of lasers to go behind the EDM section and this water graphic to go behind the story about a swimmer. I even created my own personal logo that's shown in the corner by the title. I decided to do the graphics on the sports section going around the words and the ones on the other section going behind the words to show the difference between the two sections. I believe both my writing and design abilities grew as I was able to work on both of those areas in this assignment. I struggled a bit figuring out how I was going to do the graphic for the EDM section before I landed on creating a laser effect to be the ideal illustration for that section. I was surprised by myself being able to pull this together in the way I did, with the overall aesthetic being pretty organized. I usually like to include as much as I can in my projects and am usually given the advice to keep it more simple, and I think I executed that really well. I learned that doing it this way still maintains the aesthetic appeal but makes the project look more put together even though there's less going on into it. If I were going to do this project again, I think I would choose a different overall topic just because I enjoy using light colors and the dark blue isn't something I would usually pick on my own. I'm proud I was able to pull together this assignment and maintain its aesthetic appeal. Doing this mock-up blog shows me that for my future goals, I'm able to do something like this, and it will not only be something I enjoy, but something I excel at. A hope for my professional future is that I can fully pursue reporting and journalism and be able to express my creative thoughts.